All right, so yeah, yesterday we had a patch. It was a fairly significant patch. So we're going to go over the patch notes for that. Um, just kind of quickly, I mean, you can go here to the Discord as usual. You can read all these kind of on your own time. But some of the big things from this is they added a light source to your equipment slot here, which is actually really nice. So the light source is right here now. So at night, your character just kind of glows. You don't actually have to hold it in your hand, which is really, really nice. So that's one of the biggest changes, in my opinion. Another big thing is down here, the group mobs, or there's solo and small group content for level 15 to 20 players down in AVP. So if you go basically south of, there's like a big lake down at the bottom of AVP. If you go south of that, like you're going into Silent Plains, there are orcs scattered about over there. There's some timber wolves. So it's another great place that you can go and you can solo or group, some small group encampments over there to do some XPing at that level range. That's always been kind of tough for us around that 15 to 18 range. So that really, really does help out quite a bit. Several different bug fixes throughout. Now on Steam, if you're playing the game through Steam, it will save your UI information and everything in a specific app data area, and it kind of knows that. One thing that I did notice for me is that kind of messed me up, because if I play on my Steam account, I have my UI set up this way for my my Pantheon launcher, but if I load up Steam on this same computer for my other account that I have, it loads the exact same UI, and I don't necessarily want the same UI between two characters. So I don't know if that's going to be something that they're going to change later on down the road, but right now all of your characters seem to share the same UI, and I don't necessarily like that. I would really like if we could have a loadout of this UI for this character, this UI for this character, and this UI for this character. Of course, that is something for down the road. Not really concerned about it at the moment, but it would be something nice to have later on. Loadouts in general would be nice. Let's see what else was in here that I wanted to point out. They fixed a couple of things, for the monk. They actually nerfed the monk, so the flurry stat thing, that this effectively, from what I understand, nerfed the monk's flurry ability by about 50% damage or something. It just continues to get smaller damage with each hit. They increased, some foraging stuff. They did add in the season veteran thing for the warrior. I play a warrior, so this was actually very helpful. From what I can tell, I messed with it a very, very little bit late last night, but from what I can tell, it just increases your health regeneration in and out of combat. So it helps you to recover from a long fight a little bit faster, and it kind of gives you a little bit more of that sustain while you're in a fight, because dire lords and paladins can heal themselves through abilities. Warriors don't have that ability, so this kind of allows them to do that a little bit. They are still not going to be completely healing themselves that way. I mean, it'll still take some time, but it does help out. Quest updated, for utensils or whatever. I don't even know what that quest is, but there you go. That was updated. Some NPC weaponsmith trainers, things like that were added. Some visual effects were added. All of that kind of stuff. They did supposedly fix the drop rate for common and uncommon items. There is something that I missed actually up here that I wanted to call out because you may want to check your stuff. Bug fixes. What was it? Right here. Fixed an issue that was sometimes preventing lower level abilities in an ability line from being added to the hotbar. That was supposedly fixed, but I would double check and make sure that it's fixed, because if I go over here to my smash ability and I try to use that, it will not add it to my hotbar. I've got a free spot right down here at the bottom of the screen, and if I right click on that all day, nothing happens. It will not add it. So some of the abilities were fixed. You can see that I do now have my pound ability, but I cannot add my smash ability. I believe that also fixed the ability with the banners, so now I can put in, I believe we can double check really quickly and easily, I can put in my my level 1 banners, even though I'm at level 2 banners on most everything. So that did fix some of it. It didn't fix all of it. So I would definitely recommend checking your classes to see if that fixed. That said, shamans did get kind of the bad end of that. They had an issue now where their heals are only healing as if they were the original healing spell, so like the level 1. So a shaman friend of mine was casting his heal spell, and it was only healing for like 6 health per tick rather than the 20 or 30 or whatever it was supposed to be doing, in the higher levels. So hopefully they fix that soon, because that really hurts shaman right now, because that's a good chunk of what they can do. What else? There's some visual effects changes. I'm not going to call all of those out, but there's quite a few of them. Item drop rates, etc., which we're going to talk about some item drop rates here in just a second, because they did itemize several areas of the game. I'm going to go over the ones that I know about. And then they made some crafting changes. This did not fix all of the issues. There's still a lot of issues in crafting that need to be worked on. It's getting to be really tedious. For example, I actually got a new crafting recipe last night from Hangor. We did go into Hangor and look at some of that, which was really cool. Some cool items that dropped, but I did get an item that dropped there, and I went to make it, and it said that I needed a, quote, leather panel. But it didn't tell me which type of leather panel. There's tattered leather, there's cured leather, there's thick leather. There's so many different types of leather panels. It didn't tell me which one I needed. Now, I figured it out because everything in that tier usually needs cured leather panels, but it would be really nice, to have that actually say what it needs. The verbiage on a lot of crafting items is still way off, so you need a double, triple, quadruple check every single one of your crafting items as you're making them. Otherwise, you may be wasting components, so be very careful on that. Going back up here to the itemization. So it said, Hangor orcs have received an itemized pass, whatever, including the named. We did kill this named, and I believe one more. I think we just killed this one. This one was up, and then we went for the pig, and there was a whole situation with the pig. We're not 100% sure how that works, so we'll have to take a look at that next pass through. But what we got off of this guy was the same thing that's been dropping. So we didn't see any new loot from the named itself. The item that we got, I'll show it to you because I got one, was this right here. That was off of the named, but we also got another one off of trash drops. I don't know if that's intended right now, but this item did drop off of trash and off of the named. No other items from the named. In addition to that, we did get some new weapons. So a lot of the weapons over there are really good. They're actually some of the better weapons in the game, doing 10 physical damage with a 2.9 delay on this particular one. You also have a mace that looks kind of like a flail that does 10 damage and 2.9 delay with 2 strength. So it's the exact same thing. It's just a mace versus a sword. One thing that I did notice, though, is that there was a staff for monks. The staff is, what was it? I think it was like 10 damage and like 4 delay. But staves usually do the double attack. So, I'm still trying to figure out, if that was worth it. And that had +2 to Constitution, so that wasn't really that great. There's other monk weapons that are better already in the game. I did also get the recipe for this Guardian Iron Breastplate, which is really, really nice. It's got 3 stamina, 15 health on it. So we did get that, and very, very good piece for a tank. So I obviously made that for myself and am using it. So, there's some good items that were added in over in the Hangor area. Now, with that said, they didn't really call out some other areas. The Gadai encampment, we did go over there and kill a lot of the mobs over there. And there are new items over there. We found some chain pieces and some leather pieces, specifically monk leather pieces over there. And then some chain pieces that were really good. Speaking of chain pieces, here's another chain piece. I don't have it right here. Let me look in the bank real quick so I can show you one of the chain pieces that we got from Hangor last night, which is that right there, the Ice Fang mail gloves. So there's a whole set of those, and it's +1 to 4 different stats. It seems to be on every single piece of that set. We did get the gloves and the boots. I don't think we got any other pieces, but both of the glove and the boots had 1 to 4 different stats on there. So we had all that itemized. The Gadai Fort was itemized, and then everything south, all that new orc stuff that was level 15 to 20 is all itemized. It's actually dropped some really good stuff for that level range and even a little bit higher. So I would definitely recommend going down there and checking that out. Other than that, I didn't see a whole lot of major changes, a lot of things that I should be able to call out here. But, overall, it was a pretty good update. What they were saying is that it's setting the foundation for future updates so that they can do those updates every Wednesday. This update was supposed to be today, but in fact, it happened yesterday. I don't know if they're having an update today or not, but going forward, they're supposedly having updates on Wednesdays, and this should make that process a little bit smoother. So hopefully it does. Anyway, that's going to be it for my overview of the patch that we just had. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments below. I do stream over on Twitch daily. And if you have anything else that you want to add, make sure you add that, in the comments down below. If I missed anything that you want to call out that you feel is important. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.